Alexa, turn it up to 7.
You have WikiHow enabled. Do you want to open it?
Alexa, turn it up to 7.
Where the money, where the food. Everybody money food. Since you come the tears of pain, we're not tired to complain. I see the part where you be good. Nothing that you can even do. And some percent of 1%. I'll be for my president. Who let you have a sentiment? Take no office to revenge. All out, all of glory. We did ready, and you got no more for your head. Yes, sir. After the election, where them do. Still wait to see the change you. All the promise when I pay. Like say I fake you. Where the money, where the food. Nigeria people want it food. But since you come like years I play, I'm tired to complain. No one running for the youth. Security going through. Inflation don't get the room.
Alexa, turn it down to 0. Thank you. Good morning and welcome to Mayegun's Diary. Today, I woke up not long ago, but we need to do this. We need to. If you read the caption of the broadcast, we're also live on YouTube. For those who might want to, watch this via YouTube, Mayegun's Diary is live on YouTube as well. So let me check how that is going. So share the video, invite your friends, tag everyone that you think should be part of this. Let the Buhari and the Buhari Ditins, the Buhari Dinotus and the Buhari Dichatus, let them behave themselves, okay? Listen, this is Mayegun's Diary. It is very clear. It is not Channels TV, Punch newspaper, Sahara Reporters, or what have you. This is Mayegun's Diary, where I keep every record of everything that I come across about that fake contraption called Nigeria. Most of the time, I also get to, lead you on to what I believe the actions of these criminals will later come to be. I do take you through that route as well. And that is what makes it even much more pure, sincere, and honest. And if you want to be honest, are you with me? You have to say it the way it is. Saying it the way it is the beginning of the proper healing against any madness that all these mad people have forced on you. So if you don't begin to, cut yourself off from them, you will always stand to defend them, and you will always think they deserved any form of either respect or attention at all. They deserve none. And that is why I, as a person, I don't believe in this emotional blackmail. Okay? We are all going to die. Let me tell you that we are lucky. I'm 36. If I'm lucky, I can get old. If I am not, I will still get old enough. At least we are all going to die. So if you have the opportunity of living now, do something to change the world for better than you met it. So if you can change the world better than you met it, the rest, whether people like you or not, doesn't really matter. But when it comes to politicians and the lives they ruin every day, I see that all the time. I see lives they destroy. I see lives they ruin. I see society, communities they destroyed. I see how they use religion to destroy people by manipulating them through what they believe, what I believe, rather, a form of a coercion, and then a psychological manipulation. Most of them through psychological blackmailing. They blackmail you to agree with all the absurdities they are doing. And if you choose not to, then you are automatically either an enemy or an automatic adversary, they call it. They don't know why they don't like you, but they just feel like they don't like you because they are unable to make you feel emotionally blackmailed like they have been. I don't need you to like me. Look at me very well. I don't care whether you like me or not, because it doesn't really matter, right? What matters is the moment we spend together to tell ourselves the honest and the real truth that many of you are running away from, or sort of shying away from admitting. So I don't need you to like me. Don't like me. Liking me is even like probably a trap. I don't like people who say they like me, then they want me to hate who they hate. They want me to like who they like. They want me to inherit their enemies. They want me to see everywhere as a place filled with what? With enmity. I don't live my life like that. I know the real enemies. The real enemies are those who are supposed to make life better for you. Those who promised to build you schools. Those who promised to build you hospitals. Those you paid day and night. Those you give your every protection to. They have access to everything you don't have access to. But they still fail to do what they promise you to do. And it is not in your own place to defend them. It is not in your own place to use your own emotional attachment to them to now blackmail the rest of us, to now say, well, they tried. Some of you have been selecting criminals to go there and try for you. And they left you worse off than they met you. And that's how it has always been. And that is why you continue to recycle them. Some of us won't be like that. We choose not to anymore. We choose not to buy into the narrative, divisive narrative that politicians have pushed over time. Politicians told us that I've actually heard, I'm a Yoruba man, right? I've heard Yoruba politicians publicly, confidently admitted that Hausa Fulanis are our problem. The Igbos are our problem, but they have refused to admit to the real problem. Them, the ones who have the power to stop whoever is the problem of Yoruba land. So they choose not to. They are feeding fat on the Project Nigeria to the detriment of us, the Yorubas. Now, as a Yoruba person, you as a Yoruba man or a Yoruba woman listening to me right now, should common sense not tell you that if we are to look for enemies at all, if we are to look for those who put us in this current situation in Yoruba land and Nigeria as a whole, then you will not need to look far. You will see your brother, you will see your sister, you will see your uncles, you will see those who speak the same language like you. They are the senators. Since 1999, they have been senators. They have been the House of Rep members. They have been the House of Assembly members. They have been governors. Many of them have been commissioners, SAs, PAs. Some of them have even become national. They took so many national appointments in the name of being Yorubas. Then go to Yoruba land. Go and see our roads. Go to our schools. Go to our hospitals. Go to check our security apparatuses. Check the employment and the economy of Yoruba land and see the youth, the army of unemployable youth. Some of them went to school. They are no longer employable. You know why? Those who were supposed to build standard education in Yoruba land, they didn't. They destroyed it. Now, how dare you come to my platform to tell me that because I am not coming here every day to batch Hausa Fulani and say, oh, Hausa Fulani is the problem. Or to batch Igbos and say, Igbos are the problem. How dare you come onto my page and demand that I am actually not a Yoruba man, or in fact, assert that I am against Yoruba for asking the Yoruba, those who call themselves Yoruba leaders, to do the right thing for Yoruba land. Fight for what is of Yorubas that belongs to Yoruba people, that belongs to Yoruba land, that develop Yoruba land. How hard is that? Then I looked around. I am not going to blame other people. When many of you are bragging about how Tiflumbu is your leader, how Jagabandit is your leader, he is a Yoruba man. how he can make anyone become anything in Yoruba land. And indeed, he's been having that influence among his own, among his, other co-travelers, criminal travelers like him in Yoruba land. They have been making laws for Yoruba land. They have been writing budgets since 1999 for Yoruba land. They have been constructing schools and hospitals, as they claim, since 1999 for Yorubas. They have been creating employment for Yoruba youth since 1999, as they claim. But today, we can look around. They have been building roads. In fact, some of them said they were building power stations at some point. They were going to give their states and different states in Yoruba land, 24-hour electricity. Can we say not having 24 hours electricity in Yoruba land, can we say is caused by the Igbos? Can we say that is caused by the Hausa Fulani? And if they are caused by these other people, other tribes, then what are they doing? Are they telling you that they are so incapacitated that they continue to get paid while they continue to loot as well, and they leave you in further poverty and abjectness as well? Can we then say these are caused by the Igbos or by Hausa Fulani? I chose not to play that tribal nonsense tribal card. You know why? It is the cheapest, the most coward, the most coward defense that anybody can pull up in the conversation around being free or being in control and the rest of that. Pulling the tribal card is the most coward thing any stupid person can ever pull. You do that only because you are a weakling. I'm not going to come here and start talking about how your Yoruba criminals, the Yoruba criminal leaders, how great they are, how better they are, and all those madness and those nonsense that you put up every time on social media. The fake life that you preach, the fake life and the living in denial that you live and you pretend and portray on social media all the time. I am not going to be part of that. So if saying it exactly the way it is, if you are so coward enough, if you are so spineless enough, if you have been so battered, abused, psychologically manipulated beyond your own control, listen, we are not all in the same boat, okay? I know the enemy. You should identify them too. The real people who keep Yoruba land backward are the Yoruba people. And if they continue to tell you that being part of Nigeria is in the interest of Yoruba land for 60 years, that is the Yoruba land they gave you. Ogun State, Ondo State, Ekiti State, Osun State, Oyo State. Whereas you are all living there, settled there in those towns and villages as Yorubas, as Egbas, as Oyos, as Ijebus, as Aworis, as name it, the Ogbomoshos and the rest. In Yoruba land, Abi. And you all domicile in those towns for 60 years. 60 years. No single no single town in Yoruba land can be called a model. Something that we can say, wow, for 20 years, when we built a new city, even though we were unable to develop because we are part of Nigeria, but guess what? If you go to so place in Yoruba land, you know what? You are going to see everything working. Good roads, good hospitals, good schools, working system, good security apparatus, and the rest of that. None. Absolute none. In fact, living outside the city, the state capital, alone has subjected you to a life of perpetual darkness. But they come out to deny it. They come out to pretend it's right. Lagos State, they make Lagos State look like we don't even live there. Some of you comment from Lagos State. You stay in Lagos, you live in Lagos State. Some of you live in Ogun State, that is very close to Lagos State. You know the life you live there. You know the infrastructures that you have there. You do. But you will leave all of that behind because you want to defend your slave masters. Then Mayegun becomes your easy target. I'm the easy spot for you to target. You will not do it on my page. You can do it elsewhere, okay? Do it elsewhere, not on my page. You will go to a different platform where they praise your oppressors, where they tell you how good they are, where they tell you how much they are trying to ruin your life, even though you believe they are fixing your life. Ajimobi is dead. He died of coronavirus. We're not going to feel sorry for him, because I'm going to tell you how he destroyed people's life when he was there. He destroyed lives. And I've seen people saying Ajimobi is the best governor they've ever had in Oyo State. Nobody will have fought. Since since they've set the standard of kind of governance that you deserve, and that's what they give to you, the government of poverty. People who come in to manage poverty, even though they promise to come in and end poverty. When you want to end poverty, you will create wealth. And when you create wealth, you spread wealth. When wealth is well spread among the populace, poverty will automatically die down. It is not by giving them 10,000 naira empowerment, giving them Okada and the rest of that. This guy destroyed people's lives. He didn't even spare children, school children. For the first time in Yoruba land that I can remember, school children protested in Oyo State. You know why? Because a Governor Kosheleri, constituted authority of Oyo State, decided to revoke the CEO of the school, the land, so that he could build a ShopRite for his wife on that land in Ibadan. Listen to this again. He took over a whole school, because he needed the land to build ShopRite or whatever shopping complex for his wife, the first lady. That became an issue, a real issue. The children had to leave the school, protested on the street of Ibadan for the first time. When Ajimobi would respond, when he wanted to respond to that, you know what he said? He said the children were politically sponsored. He ignored the fact that first, changed their school fees. He promised them free education when they were campaigning. At the end of the day, they increased whatever they call the PTA and the rest of that, increased every other sundry charges at the end of the day, and even make it even difficult for all these children to get education. Many of them are now on the street of Ibadan, hawking, surviving on the street, because Ajimobi, a governor, through his policy, destroyed their lives. Today, I don't know if Seyi Makinde has managed to get the land back from them. Same thing happened. There is a land next to the government house. According to those who know, he was so confident. He was so, he believed he was going to live forever, right? He used his own position to steal the land next to governor's house. They said he wanted to build a big mansion there, so that when his tenure ended, right, he was going to be sitting there and be monitoring who goes in and out of the governor's house inside Ibadan. And he actually did it. Put the land on his family name, right? And he started building a big mansion there. He actually built and completed a huge mansion next to the governor's house in Ibadan by claiming the government land for himself. Today, they were supposed to bury him 2 weeks ago. He died 2 weeks ago. But they had to declare his death 3 days ago for a reason best known to them. Now, 3 days ago, he is a Muslim. Normally, if I say anything now, you don't die head, empty pangolo head. You will think it's actually about your religion. No, it is about the criminals who have been impersonating that religion to hoodwink you, deceive you, manipulate you until they destroy you. He is a Muslim. For 8 years, Ibadan, University Teaching Hospital Ibadan, or University College Ibadan. You know that hospital? UCH Ibadan. That hospital was built in the 50s by Obafemi Awolowo. Now, you see, that hospital was so great before independence. The royal family in Saudi, they were using UCH Ibadan as their own family hospital back in the 50s. the king of Saudi, the Saudi king, whatever it was his name. This is true. It was so good. You see these criminals that you call your leaders, who came to destroy everything as much as they can, even when they pretend that they are building something, they are destroying the other way. UCH Ibadan could not treat Ajirebi constituted authority. 8 years as governor. There is no standard hospital in Oyo State that could treat him. They had to take him to one private hospital in Lagos, right? That is where he died for 8 years. Children who have managed, the poor people, the poor man Peking, that gained access into the university, Ladoke Akintola University, University of Technology, LAUTECH. For before Jumobi, let's say that would be for 20 years. For 20 years, LAUTECH is between Osun State and Oyo State. So they co-own it, right? Before APC or this this Janjaweed jihadist party came to power in Yoruba land, they were telling us then that the reason why LAUTECH problem lasted too long was because PDP was controlling Oyo, APC was controlling Osun. So that was why they couldn't reach an agreement on the lives and the future of Yoruba children who are in that university. So for years they play politics with it. Now, finally, Ajirebi became governor. Aregbemubo is also governor in Osun. They are from the same political party. What would you expect? Settle the LAUTECH problem? No, not Ajirebi that we know. They will give excuses. The reason why we can't do anything for 8 years. In fact, at some point, they made Tifnumbu Jaga Bandit. They made him their own pro-chancellor or whatever it's called, a visiting pro-chancellor to the university, which means it's like the fatherly figure to them in LAUTECH that year. 8 months, LAUTECH was under lock and keys. Those guys were not sure of what their future was going to be like. They were not sure of what's going to happen to them. Their career, their education was put on hold by criminal politicians that all of you want to praise today. When the students traveled down to Oyo State to meet Ajirebi, you know what he told them? It was like, is it today they are locking school? What is the big deal about your school being locked? His own children are schooling abroad, or probably schooled abroad, right? Is because of coronavirus. That is why it was not declared dead abroad. It would have died abroad. It would have probably died somewhere in UK or in America or India or anywhere. It would have probably died somewhere because they would have flown him out at the time, right? So he told the students, right? He told them, he said, is it today they are locking schools? And if they lock your schools, go and find another school. You cannot come here and be bragging to me and doing all of that. The same Ajirebi is 8 years of intimidating and then terrorizing people's lives like the rest of them are doing today. So when they die, don't come here and talk to us and say we should have a feeling. What feeling? The feeling they killed. They have killed our feelings. It's only those who are the humbled slaves, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons who have accepted their fate that will still mourn the people who put them in that terrible situation. He died. Now, it was meant to be buried today. There's probability that they won't bury him today. You know why? The land is stolen from Oyo people. The government land is stolen, and built house on. They were planning to go and bury him on that land today. They were planning to bury him on that land since Friday. But because when Seyi Makinde came to power, Seyi Makinde cited security reason that it doesn't make any sense for ex-governor to cut out a land for himself next to the governor's house so that he can be seen, because he thought Penkele Mercy, the Adelabu son, was going to become APC governor in 2019, but that failed. So the house, the land is stolen. They wanted to bury him on that land. And Seyi Makinde has told them, you have no land here. take him to Eleyele or wherever your land, your house is, your family house is. And that is the reason why they have not buried him. Because they wanted to bury him on a stolen land where he uses stolen money to build a house on in Ibadan right now. And Seyi Makinde has told them it's not going to happen. Because once they bury him on that land, his wife, who loves properties a lot, she loves property, she wants to own everything. For those who know her very well, she wants to own everything. Now, if they bury him on that land, that government land, it will become a future litigation. Remember, he's given himself the COFO, the certificate of occupancy of the land. He's already willed the land to himself in his name, which means now that he's dead, the land will belong to his family, his wife. They didn't buy that land. They stole it. That's what they did. And that's what they are doing in Yoruba land. You will see them. They steal land. They call it government land. They will go to people's land and they will take over the land and say, this land is now government land. By the time you look at it, after a few years, you realize that they have allocated the land to themselves. But they wait. They are the most patient criminals in the world, Nigerian politicians. They will wait. They can wait for 10 years before you finally know that, oh boy, they can wait 20 years before you finally see that, oh boy, that land belongs to this man, Sha. I didn't know. That's what they do. Now he's dead. We have them, they called them, just this week. No, not this week now, last week. They finally released the details of the arrest of Hush Puppy. And social media has gone frenzy since then. People have been trying to give different narratives and all of that to the arrest. But I am going to quickly tell you that personally, I don't give a damn about Hush Puppy and his arrest and the rest of that. You know me. I will always use them as examples on my page whenever I want to address anything that affects the rest. So commit crime if you like, okay? In fact, if everything, all things being equal, as they say, very soon I will no longer be a Nigerian, okay? I will be an ex-Nigerian. Now, when I become ex-Nigerian, I will either become Oduduwa Republic, a citizen of Oduduwa Republic, or better still, a citizen of a southern, give us another name, not Nigeria, or better still, even leave everything for Una. I would rather go and become Scottish or British. So I've got various options. So I will soon become ex-Nigerian. So commit crime. Do everything like your politicians. What I will do is that I will come here to let you know that there is no difference between those who are stealing from other people and those who are stealing from millions of people. But I'm going to use this Hush Puppy thing because it carry weight. For years, social media, where everybody wants to be validated. You know what I mean? I remember when I first started Mayego's Diary, I would see some jibers. They call them jibers, right? You don't know them. They are mostly fake accounts and all that. And they will be either talking about, oh, why did you not comb your hair? Oh, why are you wearing this t-shirt that is stained? Oh, you can't even speak good English. Oh, listen to this guy. So they are jibers. They are people who are very much out there on social media normally, right? To what? To get at you, to derail you. But in the world we live today, many people actually are looking for the validation. They want 1,000 likes. They want 2,000 comments. They want 10,000 views. They want people to tell them they are good. They want people to tell them they are looking good. They want people to tell them they are everything perfect. So in this case, many people are now struggling a lot, working so hard to impress people they don't know, people they will never see. And that is where your Hush Puppy comes in. He is a rogue, a professional fraudster. And in fact, with the record that we have, is the greatest fraudster that ever emanates from Nigeria. You know why? It is not actually about the amount of money that they said is stolen, but the amount of victims. Are you with me? 1.940 million people, almost 2 million people paid money to Hush Puppy and his gang. And it's like a racket. I have an idea of how that works, by the way. It's like a racket, a connection of here and there all over the world, people working for them, giving them Maye's contact to contact, giving them Maye's account to contact, and the rest of that. It's like a ring. But 1.9 million people. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1.9 million. Wow. So that's a wow. Well, I'm like, wait, there are so many hush puppies in Nigeria too. We have the private hush puppy. We have the public hush puppy. Just like we have the private business and public business. Hush puppy duped nearly 2 million people in a space of 5 years. 2 million people in a space of 5 years. But there is this Jagawiri, there is this hush puppy from Bodilon that has been duping, at least moderately, has been duping 20 million people for the past 20 years. What makes them different? I checked. Then I realized it was actually, we have two types of crime in Nigeria. The official crime, the unofficial crime. If you are an official of government who is in the right clique, you can commit crime officially. If you are a government official or probably a politician who is not in their right clique, if you commit crime, it can go either way because it can become unofficial crime and you get punished for it. So, legalizing stealing is all many people actually need. In a way, legalizing the stealing. That's what gives Tinubu. I'm going to remember as many names as I can remember. Okay, so just count along with me. Because they have legalized stealing, robbing people with no consequences at all. And if you dare ask any question, you are either going to get killed or kidnapped. Now, these are the people who have legalized stealing. And it's so difficult to say, we can't call them Yahoo Yahoo, but I'm going to call them that Yahoo Yahoo today, okay? We have Jaga Bandit, the one from Lagos. We have another one from Ogun State. His name is called Benga Bewiri Daniel Ugidiomoli. We have one as well from my own state. His name is Ibikuntai Ibirowole Irokunle Amosun, and we call him Akotileta Arungun Okemoson. He's from Ogun State. We have one from Lagos too. His name is Fashola, the Saleko Barack Obama, the former minister of darkness, potholes, and homelessness in Nigeria. Is also one of them. He's ruled before. Who also happen to have enjoyed from the legalized stealing. Let's go to Kwara. We have Saraki there. They call him Sarakonda or whatever it's that. Especially the Buhari Dins and Buhari Didiris. They call him Sarakonda because they fear him a lot around the Buhari. So we have that there. We have Dino Melaye. Dino is from Lokoja. Is it from Lokoja? No. Is from Kaba, wherever he is from. But just give him that Kaba Keneri. So we have Dino. We have Oji Uzo Kalu. We have TA Oji. We have those of them I can remember right now. So if you go to the north, we have many of them there as well, like Atiku himself. We have Turaki, the former governor of Yobe, I believe. We have Gandola, the current governor of Kano, the CEO of Babariga Mobile Banking, Gandola. We have El-Rufai too, the man that allocated Abuja lands to his own children and arrested and demolished people's homes who built on illegally acquired land, while he himself allocated the lands to his own children in Abuja. So they legalized stealing. They become role models. They become people that you go to and say, well, those are our leaders. So when you point at them or you defend them and you turn around to tell us how terrible Hush Puppy is or how Hush Puppy is bringing a shame to Nigeria, my brothers and sisters, Your shame, they shame me because you are shameless. Osropi is one. From your Bokwari, your president, to the last person that is your local government councillor, you are all disgrace to that fake contraption that you call Nigeria. You know why? If you are not criminals and not fake, that is not how your country should be. That is not how it should be. You should always tell yourself, that is not how a country should be. In any manner, in any description, that is not how a country should be. So you are a disgrace. Every day, they tell us all over the world that Nigerians are fantastically corrupt. Everywhere we go, they tag us as criminals. Do you not know that they know the real criminals who happen to be the criminals leading the country? Every now and then, the former UK Prime Minister, David Cameron, said, what is being stolen from Nigeria every year, if that should be stolen from the UK every year, same way in the UK will go bankrupt in 2 years. United Kingdom, if what they are stealing from your country, Nigeria, by those criminals leading you, right? If it's stolen from the UK in a year, in 2 years, UK will go bankrupt. They will become third world country. So you have been so used to it that your own hush puppies, hush dogs, hush pigs, your leaders who are stealing from you legally. By legalizing their stealing. They're not different. And to God be the glory. To God be the glory. Bokwari and his invincible cabal, they seems to have continued the further demystification of Jaga bandits. Because we know that the rest of them in Yoruba land are always looking forward to sacrifice him. You know, that's the truth. They will sacrifice him before 2023. Is kind of not that dumb. It seems to be a bit smarter. He knows they will have him for meal. They will have him for dinner before 2023. And the people who are going to actually prepare him as a meal for the rest of them to feed on him are going to be his brothers from Yoruba land. Not Igbos, not Hausa Fulanis. Are you with me? Not Igbos, not Hausa Fulanis. Those who are going to destroy him are his brothers. They are working day and night, and it's working out. Today, they have succeeded in displacing him. You know what he said? When, when Buhari said, I don't give the order if you don't like him. Listen, this is what Buhari said. Buhari said, I don't give the order if you don't like him. You can go to her. If you try anything, I will deal with you. Listen to Buhari. This is what Buhari said. And then this is after Buhari hijacked the party. And now, it's now back in the north, to them in the north. Buhari quickly told them, if you try any nonsense, I will tell you about it soon.
Thus, at this time, it must be made a resolution of the party, which must be effectively enforced with dire consequences for members who choose to ignore the directive. Furthermore, in order to effectively resolve all disputes currently plaguing the party, I am recommending that this meeting should carefully consider and pass resolutions on how to effectively deal with the current issues confronting the party. Accordingly, this meeting may adopt the developed resolutions as contained in the agenda and pass resolutions including A. Approving the immediate discontinuation of all pending litigations involving the party and its members. B. Ratifying the primary election conducted in Edo State. C. Dissolve.
Yep. So that is where Buhari told them, you should go and stop all litigation in court now. Because if you don't, I know you might want to fight back. I know you might want to play prank. But you, Jaga Bandit, if you don't tell your dogs to stop any manner of reaction, there will be dire consequences. It's a dog whistle. And like magic, Oshiomhole jumped on Facebook and he started apologizing and said, we have to, let me find the video. Oshiomhole, he was apologizing because the master don't talk. Their master, Buhari, said, if you dare anything, when they asked Tinubu, Tinubu said, I accept your decision, Mr. President. That is, I answer, sir. Now you Biko, do am, take over. That is just to tell you that even those of you who think you have a leader in a Tifnumbu, you have none. You have a coward, an hustler, someone who is hustling to stay alive because he knows that if he should cross the line, Lagos will be too small. I mean, Lagos, as big as Lagos is, yeah, Lagos will be too small for him to hide. They will get at him. They will naked him. They will empty him, disgrace him, possibly send him to jail as well. He quickly hands up and said, I don't have any presidential ambition. What do you expect? You wouldn't expect that from your leader, would you? Even some of you are bragging, thumping your chest like like a crippled ape. I mean, let's say like a crippled apes, thumping your chest. Tinubu will show them. You will see what Tinubu will do. What would you do? What would you do? It will be treacherous as usual. Play their usual backbiting, destroy the party from behind. Do you think he didn't know what they did? He knows. He knows what they did. But to save face, he needed to quickly say, I accept, sir. All right, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. President, sir. But down the line, Oshiomhole, they cry. Tinubu, they mourn. They've taken over our party. They have done this to us. Now we are not going to look away. We are going to fight them back. Blah, 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 nonsense. Let me look for Oshiomhole's Oshiomhole accepts NWC the solution. I'm going to look for it. So I've got this. I think this is where he agreed. So I'll show you that if I can. So let me share the screen with you. Oshiomhole. So let's see if I can get that on. I don't know if the volume is out, but I think I can hear him, but I don't know if you can hear him. Let me take that out. So it seems that I couldn't connect the audio there. So sorry about that. I tried to check it myself and it's not working. But that's him accepting there. He accepted that, Bokwari invited him and therefore Bokwari is sending him away. Meanwhile, these are democratic elements too. These are people that will call themselves progressive. So, but look at them. They have, they have greedily, selfishly, and I mean blindly, or maybe not blindly, but greedily, installed a tyrant that they help destroy those they call his enemies. Now it's coming for them. They must not do pimp. They must not do. So what they will now begin to do now is, now that Buhari has internally displaced them, don't feel sorry for them. They deserve none. They are the worst of the worst that you can come across as people in this world. Ever. They are the worst of. There is no comparison. Listen, there's no comparison. If someone can steal 10 billion meant for building hospitals, to for whatever reason, for whatever use he had, used the money for, 10 billion to build hospital and gone, boom, no hospital, nobody, and you cannot even have access to that health care. So if Oshiomhole die tomorrow now, and they say Oshiomhole die, they will say, let us, we are all humans. Let us what? Where? Not to say it the way it is. You are mad. So this is what they do. They destroy the system. Meanwhile, I've been saying it, the system is going to destroy them. It is just a matter of time. Someone spent 8 years in government, 8 solid years. He will build himself a huge mansion, cost billions of naira. But he will never, for once, for that 8 years, consider building the biggest hospital for his people. 8 years, 8 solid years. Then when he leaves, he wants to become Godfather in determining or deciding who will become the next governor too. And then he will begin to tell you, Shebi, I tar your road. Shebi, I renovated the King's Palace. Shebi, I do birthday for your Oba. At least I sent the wives of all the Obas to America for holiday. I gave the youth Okada now. I bought some of you. I bought you some second-hand cars to start doing taxi on the terrible road I thought I couldn't complete. So if I don't build big hospital, even if I build hospital, I've heard someone told me that even if we build big hospital for them, how are they going to afford to pay for it? I was like, so building healthcare means building hospitals. That's it. No plan, no policy around it. And you are now asking me, how are the people going to afford it? Really? And you are still getting re-elected? They are still rewarding you? Damn it. They deserve you. And you deserve them. 8 years, brothers and sisters, 8 years. There is no single reliable world-class hospital in the entire Yoruba land. No single one. No one. UCH Ibadan, that they can probably just say, oh, we are going to put 10 billion on UCH Ibadan, expand it, make it the world class, make it the heritage of Yorubas, make this the centerpiece of our healthcare policy in Yoruba land. They won't do it because what they are interested in is building blocks, going abroad to go and buy equipment that they will not use because there are nobody to use them. Then take pictures with them, put them on social media, and then under that post, you will see you will see a post that says they just constructed this big hospital, this blah 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 blah. Underneath it, you will see people posting picture. Please help us save Asisa life, help us save Amidu life, help us save Nkechi life, help us save this. She has this year, he has that. We need 2 million naira, we need 3 million naira in a country that has crude oil, a country that has been pumping crude oil for years, a country that has been milking its citizens for years of tax that they never spend on them. The same country, you will see the kids, you will see this, everyone. Please save my mom. My mom has the breast cancer. We are looking for 1.6 million. Please save my brother. Please save my friend. Oh, please help me. We need this and that. That is the world they created. How dare you? How dare you ask us to pity them when they finally probably die in the same country that they refuse to develop? How dare you tell us that? 8 solid years. 8 solid years. We have General Hospital in Ishagam. We have General Hospital in Lagos. We have seen pictures of renovations here and there. In fact, in Lagos, we have seen many. And in Lagos State, in all honesty, with what I have heard, and then I've actually seen, there are some healthcare policies that actually covers women and children in Lagos State, which is good. I have seen improvement in some of the hospitals as well due to this COVID-19, but we have seen many. And at the same time, when I visited Anyike House in Ikeja, when I visited this another hospital in the same Ikeja as well, I have a brother that works there, and it is an horrible tale. The experience of people there. You just need to visit. It is beyond building blocks, mountain blocks. It is about the people, the policy that gives it to them. For 20 years, we don't have one in Yoruba land. Not a single one. Today, as much as some of the institutions we have, the learning centers we have in Yoruba land, as they are decaying year in, year out, despite the millions and billions that they are forcing from the hands of the students, the Yoruba sons and daughters who are paying through their noses, they are not being given the real quality education that could actually prepare them for the challenges of today's 21st century. Many of them are going to school to become SA, PA, Vuvuzela, to politicians, to thugs. Some of them are even working to be social media personal assistant to MC Oluomo. That is the Yoruba you have. Now, you can pretend to live it, to live like that, to continue to live like that and make it look like, well, that's what we are. That is not what we are. It is what they are forced on you. Now, if they tell you that Tinubu is going to be president in 2023, ask them, president of who? Yoruba land, from all the researches, Yoruba land and Yoruba people, they have lost so much being part of Nigeria. It's a research. Only if you know. Yoruba land, Yoruba people, we have lost so much simply because we are part of Nigeria. We sit down, we watch outsiders in the name of Nigeria come to Yoruba land to effect laws that are made in Abuja. The law that says, as Yoruba people, as the owners of the land, you dare not take any natural resources from that land without the approval of anyone who is in Abuja. Then we have governors, we have senators, we have reps, we have House of Assembly lawmakers, we have other political appointees who are Yorubas. And they are comfortable because from those who are stealing and taking those resources, or those who are stopping the development of those resources for the benefit of our own people, because they are paying them stipends. Because what they are giving them is stipends, they may see it as billions. But when you are rich and the stranger is the one feeding you, if you look very well, he is feeding you crumbs from what is stealing from your land. The colonial master did it, but they systematically now transfer it to a program or a government they call federal government in Nigeria. There is no federal government. There is no one Nigeria. And now, those who are there today, who watches our people, our youth, being wasted, our youth being wasted away, our aged, our pensioners, dying in poverty, in abject poverty, seeing our environment, our communities, our cities turning into slums. You need resources to build. You need both natural and human, both that we have in abundance. But we cannot use them because we have one that we rather use for politics, and we have the other that we can watch other people exploit and pay us crumbs that we call political royalty. I'm a Yoruba man. I would love to see the drilling of oil as it is right there in Ogun State, as we have it in abundance. I would love to see the drilling of the liquid natural gas in Ogun State, that will be a pipe that will be run down through entire Ogun State, where people can actually have, one, proper power, two, a gassing house where come on, you have what can make life better, but they will never look into it. They will rather sell them to win crumbs for themselves so that they can marry more wives, they can build more houses, they can get more chieftaincy titles, and they will then feel like they have lived. They have lived well. I am a chief. I've got 10 wives. I've got 30 children. I've got 100 houses. I am a former this, former that. To them, they have lived by feeding from the crumbs of their own resources. So that's how they live. And every time you defend them, every time you push for them, every time you think talking about them means we are insulting them, you are actually insulting us when you say that. Do you know that? If you ever tell us that we are insulting those leaders, yeah, what you are doing is you are insulting us for saying that. We are not insulting them. We are calling them out. And if you support them, it is your right. Listen, it is your right to support them. Okay? It is my right to attack them. You have no right. Meanwhile, listen to this again. You have no right to attack me for them because I didn't attack you. You see the mixture? You are criticizing the leaders. You don't want to be criticized. What will be your base of criticism? That I am calling out Tinubu. So you want to Omabloni. If I see you, you will disappear. Ask those who are currently resting in our current what do you call it, our block industry there. It is growing. I don't care because I don't need that your validation. You see that validation some of you are looking for? Validation. Fuck you. I don't need it. I want sensible people. People who can reason well. People who have not been brainwashed by this religious or tribal or what you call political stupidity that all of you carry about. Those are the people I want to listen to me. Stop making up the numbers. If I see you, I will kick you out. Wherever I can kick you out. Everywhere I can kick you out. I don't want you around me. You will have no entitlement to even ask me why. I've seen some of you, your usual Nigerian mentality. Leave them. You don't need to delete anybody. I know. You are a Nigerian, Abi. Are you not a Nigerian? Your entitlement. You have that entitlement to tell me what to do, Abi. On this page, Abi. Thank you. When I see you, you will be the first to go. Are you with me? Mayegun, leave them. You don't need to do the. You will be the first to go. Just pray I don't see the comments. You know why? You are not needed here. Listen, if you are not interested or in any way, right, that you believe that calling them out should be in a way tailored in your own, to your own kind of code, I don't need you. So if you can't leave, I will help you leave. Do you understand? I am a Yoruba man, and I'm not going to stand here and tell you that you have any other problem other than those who are claiming to be your leaders, to be your representatives, to be those who make laws for you, those who actually write laws and write budgets for you. They have the chance. If they say Nigeria is not working, they should be the first to tell us that, you know what, Yorubas cannot make it in this Nigeria. We want to leave. And now they are not, because they are feeding from it. They are not going to leave. Some of you are attached to them. You are talking about Oduduwa Republic, which I'm very much interested in, by the way. Oduduwa Republic. You cannot attach Tinubu with Oduduwa Republic. It is a deceit. Anyone telling you that he support Oduduwa Republic and at the same time he is seeing Tinubu as a Yoruba leader, that particular person is a deranged fellow. He is a madman that you must run away from. There are two things, they don't mix. Oduduwa Republic means Yoruba will break away from Nigeria. That is as simple as that. Oduduwa Republic means Yoruba land will no longer be part of Nigeria. So why should you then be interested in Tinubu becoming president? Because they are telling you that when Tinubu becomes president, it will then give you Oduduwa Republic. Is that how deranged some of you have been? Is that how mentally destroyed some of you have been? Like, you actually come out boldly to say that simply because you know you are not saying the truth. Tinubu and his criminal gang, they are called Ajeles in Yoruba land. Okay, the people who come to collect tax. They collect tax and they use every means. They use violence, intimidation, even death to collect tax from people. And that's what he's been doing for the past 20 years. He's not tired. So if you are now saying he wants to be your president, fine. He can be anything he wants to be. But what you should never, ever mix up is for you idiots to come onto Mayegun's diary and then tell Mayegun that Mayegun is not a Yoruba man because he's not supporting Tifnumbu. Are you mad? Like I'm like, I don't even know how to put it. Are you that mad that you have become so blind and stupid that you can't even hear yourself? You want to do a republic, right? I want to do a republic too. And I'm looking for the people of like minds, genuine people who genuinely want to do a republic, not all these political jobbers, these weather politicians, these hungry boys here and there, looking for what, to get on and latch on to survive until the next day. It is Oduduwa Republic today. In 2 years' time, it will be Yoruba for president and other madness. I will be here. Oh, dear God. Oh, my God. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here to go after you like never before. Good enough. We are expanding. We are expanding. You have a battle to face. This face that you're seeing today, you're going to see it for a while. So when you begin to bring down your tribal deceit, right? We will be here to punctuate them, to destroy them, so that you can be able to melt down on my page. Melt down, get angry, get mad, or kill yourself. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be here. Okay? And eventually, whatever will happen. I am Mayegun. To God be the glory. I've got my life to live, which means whatever happens in Nigeria is none of my business, so to say. But as long as Yoruba is still part of there, right, we will continue to speak up, to expose, to destroy and litter them. And let me tell you something. I know that they have succeeded in destroying many of them psychologically. And when I speak like this, first thing that comes to mind of some of these Buharidins and Buhari Didiris is that they are going to arrest this guy. Oh, they are going to kill this guy. Some of you are even so superstitious and stupidly enough, open and telling me that your leaders that cannot change, they can't even change their own lives, change the lives of those around them. The only thing they know is how to steal, manipulate, then decide to kill you if you ask them questions, right? They might have been so good there, and you are still living in that place. I understand. But listen to me very well, okay? I am Mayegun. You don't need to like me. Your leaders don't need to like me, okay? I will say what I will say, when I want to say it, how I want to say it, where I want to say it, okay? Go and tell all your fake pastors there. Go and tell all those fake things that goes on in your mind that says you can actually deal with someone that disagree with you in a way that probably will keep them short forever. Listen, I am Mayegun, right? And I'm going to be here for a very long time. So whether you're Tinubu or your Bukwari or any of those criminal gangs you have there as your leader, whether they like it or not, it doesn't matter. I will continue to make it a hell for some of you who are the Buharidins, Buhari Didiris. The truth you love to run away from, the sympathy you want to get from us, you will not get them. Mine is to torment you, watch you, cry, ask me to give you opportunity to defend them. You know what I mean now? I will watch you do all of that while we watch them destroy you further. There have been many of you. And this time around, I'm not trying to sound aloof, but it's just the truth. And it's how I feel about it. I have been receiving so many messages, countless messages. Mayegun, please help me. Mayegun, please support this. I have been doing what I could, but I know that there's no way I can actually get to all that numbers. I don't know how people are surviving it anymore. I used to go into real debt, trying to help Nigerians. The random people on Facebook, right? I used to go into debt. Then I stopped from the beginning of 2020. Now, I just read. I feel sorry. I don't reply them. You know, when I can't help, there's no point in replying you. Some of you have sent me messages, voice messages, emails, this and that. The answer is this. If you happen to see this video, I can't help. I wish I could. Sincerely speaking, I wish. And I hope you get the help you need elsewhere. But the real help that you all need is this. If you don't want to continue to live your life this way, that these criminals have forced it on you, first, you have to stop defending them. The second thing is that you have to be ready to gang up and stop them. If you don't stop them, many of you will still fall into the category of, please, bros, please help me, anything at all. Please, I want to do this. Please, I'm unable to do this. I'm unable to do that. Guess what? You will continue to fall into that category if you don't stop them. I wish you well. I wish you all the best. And I wish you what you wish yourselves. Thank you very much for this morning. I'll see you again when I see you. Good morning. Let me get my... Thank you very much for joining, by the way. And to my friends on YouTube, I hope that went well. Thank you. Alexa, turn it up to 7. Alexa, turn it up to 7.
Where the money, where the food? Everybody want improve. Since you don't get change of pay, we don't tire to complain. See the part where you be doing. Just say that you can give to you. 97% and 1%.
You talk like that.
Take your office to revenge. We did ready and Nigeria no go for your head. After the election, when they do, still they wait to see the change. For the promise when they make, they don't be like say they're fake you. Where the money, where the food? Nigerian people want it food. But since you don't let yes and fail, we don't tire to compare. Love and brother for the youth. Security no improve. Inflation no dey hit the roof. Government no dey say the truth.
Bye bye, guys. See you some other time.
Nigeria.